The next stanza voices the intense longing of the speaker for water, the intense desire of the speaker for water, the intense thirst that the speaker feels when he is in the middle of a desert, when he is in the middle of a parched desert. He wants water at any cost. He wants water somehow or the other. If there were water and no rock, if there were rock and also water, a pool among the rock, it does not matter to the speaker how the water comes. All he needs, all he requires, and requires badly, requires urgently, is water. Of course, the lines can be given a purely physical reading. The speaker is trapped in a desert and he wants water. He's thirsty, intensely thirsty. But there is a much better way to explain the passage. The passage certainly invites interpretation along religious lines, along spiritual lines. The speaker is trapped in the spiritual desert, in the religious desert. That is contemporary Europe. And he desires for water. What water is this? It is not the plain water that we see in the physical interpretation of the lines, but what in the Bible, in the Holy Bible, is called the water of life. In the Holy Bible, in the book of Revelation, and in the Gospel of John, we are told of the living water, which is the Holy Spirit. In the baptismal prayers, it is prayed that the water that is poured on the person who is baptized may become the Holy Spirit. Thus, the lines voice the intense and passionate longing of a person trapped in the past spiritual desert that is contemporary Europe for the succor, for the solace of the Holy Spirit, who is the living water or the water of life. The speaker does not want the cicada. The cicada is an insect with transparent wings which makes a buzzing sound. The speaker does not want the dry grass singing, the wind blowing through the dry grass and generating a singing noise. All that the speaker wants is water. The sound of water over a rock where the hermit thrush sings in the pine trees. The hermit thrush mentioned in the third last line of the part is certainly heavily loaded with symbolic significance. Walt Whitman saw the song of the hermit thrush as the voice of America, in his elegy written on the death of Abraham Lincoln, when lilacs last in the dooryard bloomed. In the notes that he wrote to the wasteland, T.S. Eliot speaks of the purity and sweetness of tone and exquisite modulation of the song of the hermit thrush. He also points out that the bird is most at home in secluded woodland and thickety retreats. It has been widely accepted by ornithologists that the sound produced by the hermit thrush is one of the most beautiful sounds in nature. Some would even say that it is the most beautiful sound in nature. Perhaps the hermit thrush symbolizes for Eliot the production of great poetry. For the writing of immortal poetry was one of the lifelong obsessions of T.S. Eliot. Perhaps the hermit thrush also symbolizes for T.S. Eliot a life cut off from the contemporary world. Perhaps he wants to live in isolation, just as the hermit thrush prefers living in secluded woodland. The poet's desire to become the hermit thrush, if there is such a desire, is perfectly understandable, because in the wasteland that is contemporary Europe, there is no water. Drip, drop, drip, drop, 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 drop. But there is no water.